Once again, welcome everyone to Congregation Shaarey Zedek, to our guests, to everyone. We're delighted to be able to celebrate and honor this special Central High School reunion. Again, our tremendous gratitude goes to Leo. Thank you for all of your hard work and planning today. And as we prepare to welcome now our guest speaker, I have a huge thank you to my friend Jennifer Friedman for helping to coordinate and make this happen. Our speaker this morning on this Central High School Shabbat is the founder and CEO of Life Remodeled, Chris Lambert. Chris thought seeking a marketing degree while living a fraternity life at Indiana University might lead him to law school and later to a career as a real estate developer. During his junior year, however, a spiritual awakening led to Bible studies. Then a call to Fuller and Gordon Conwell seminaries, where he earned his master's in divinity as well as a doctorate. In 2007, Chris lived in a Liberian village and raised needed resources for a well, farm animals, and a new school building. Upon returning to the United States, he founded a church called Ecclesia. In 2010, Lambert started Life Remodeled. In the last 5 years, Life Remodeled has mobilized nearly $40 million and more than 70,000 volunteers from business, community, and church organizations to set the groundwork for sustainable change in 4 Detroit neighborhoods. Now we'll note that Shaarey Zedek and Central High School were actually founded right around the same time. They came to their nexus in the middle of the 20th century. And then, of course, Central High School in the neighborhood in which it lives had a very different trajectory than Congregation Shaarey Zedek here in Southfield. So as we hear more about that, it is my pleasure to welcome Chris Lambert, recipient of the Building and Design and Construction 40 Under 40, Cranes Detroit 40 Under 40, D Business 30 in their 30s, and Smart Business Dealmaker of the Year awards. It's my pleasure and honor to welcome to the beam of Congregation Shaarey Zedek, the founder and CEO of Life Remodeled, Chris Lambert.
Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom. It is truly an honor to be here this morning. I want to recognize my much better and much more beautiful half, my wife, Andrea Lambert, who is sitting in the second row, our oldest son, Levi, who turns 13 next month, and our youngest son, Judah, who just turned 10 last week. And I also want to call special attention to someone, a member of your congregation, who is very near and dear to my heart and Life Remodeled, Mrs. Jen Friedman, who has served as Life Remodeled's Chief Operating Officer and continues to be very involved with our mission today. So I want to share a little bit about why I am so passionate about the legacy of Central High School, along with many of you here today who graduated from Central and many other people who are still continuing on that legacy today. I do want to tell you just a little bit more about myself. We are proud residents of the Sherwood Forest neighborhood in Detroit, and I am guessing there are a number of you today who might have lived in Sherwood Forest at some point. By show of hands, that's a number right there. Excellent. Well, we live on Shrewsbury Street. Did anyone live on Shrewsbury? Or close to it, at least. And we love the neighborhood. And my family and I, we all practice following Yeshua, but because of that, we are very, very much pro-Israel. We had the honor to travel to Israel for our first and only time in 2018, and it just happened to be over Passover, over our son's spring break, and it was life-changing. Many years ago in seminary, I learned to read Hebrew. I have lost that art. I once had the Shema memorized in Hebrew, but my experience today has inspired me to pick that up again and learn the Shema, at least by memory again. This was just truly wonderful. So the work that we do in Central High School is related to Durfee Elementary Middle School. And at one time, it was just Durfee Middle School. And there used to be an elementary between Durfee and Central called Roosevelt. And many of you may know this. That was the first kindergarten through 12th grade campus in the United States of America. So the history of Central High School, which is the first high school in Detroit, and the history of this campus is truly remarkable. And Metro Detroit's Jewish community is synonymous with the history and legacy of Central High School and Durfee. By show of hands, and I don't know if that's a big thing, raising hands in the congregation, so forgive me if it is, but if you so care to do, how many attended Durfee as well? Okay, that is a lot of people. All right. So Durfee Elementary Middle School became the home of Roosevelt when Roosevelt was demolished, and I don't know what year that was. And the district moved all the students from Roosevelt into Durfee, so it became Durfee Elementary Middle School. And back in the day, I'm told that Central High School was home at one point to up to 4,000 students. You might be amazed and saddened by how many students are in high school in Central today. It's only about 250. And so in 2017, the school district decided to move all of the kindergarten through 8th grade students from Durfee into Central High School. And now Central is the home of about actually 800 students from Durfee and Central combined, kindergarten through 12th grade. And in 2017, the school district asked Life Remodeled to repurpose Durfee Elementary Middle School into what we now call a one-stop hub of opportunity. And the reason they asked us to do that is because we used to renovate existing high schools in Detroit. We renovated Cody High School, Osborne High School, Denby High School, and those are all three existing high schools to this day. But we first started renovating Durfee in 2017 because we realized we could utilize this building in a way that continues the legacy of Durfee on for decades. And so let me explain to you what we do and why we do it. We repurpose vacant school buildings into what we call one-stop hubs of opportunity. And the reason we do it in Detroit is because we are convinced Detroiters have all of the talent they need, but many do not have access to all the opportunities they deserve. And so when you think about the history of school buildings like Durfee and many school buildings throughout Detroit and really our entire country, school buildings were built right in the heart of communities, surrounded by homes. And they were designed as hubs of opportunity for academics, athletics, and social advancement. And when a school building closes, in many ways that is a dagger to the heart of hope of the community. And school buildings don't close overnight. They're the result of years of disinvestment and pain. And so by reviving Durfee, we've created a space where we moved in the best and brightest nonprofits in the city of Detroit. A total of 39 nonprofits are now residing in your old middle school. And they are dramatically moving the needle in three areas: jobs, youth programs, and human services. One of our tenants is Gesher Human Services, which many of you have known for years as Jewish Vocational Services, JVS. They've now renamed as Gesher Human Services. They run Detroit at Work, which is the largest workforce development provider in the city of Detroit. We have a Boys and Girls Club in our building. We've got programming for 900 senior citizens. We've got foster care and adoption. We've got free diapers, free formula. We've got a federally qualified health center in this building. There's literally something for everyone in the entire family. And the reason we have those three elements in this building is because we engage the community, we engage the students, and we ask them before we ever began renovating this building. And by the way, it is absolutely gorgeous right now. You are always invited to come walk the hallways of your alma mater, and I'm really excited to see what you think of what we've done with it. But we ask community members, what increased opportunities do you want to see? And the top three responses were: we want more programs for youth, we want more job opportunities, and we want more human services, which would include health and wellness. And so all of those things are present in this building today. 39 organizations, 100% occupancy. 72% of those organizations are led by women. 72% of those organizations are also led by people of color. And we're serving over 17,000 children, youth, and adults every year. We've taken the old swimming pool. How many of you swam in the pool? How many of you remember there were two deep ends to the pool and there was a wall that went right down the middle of the pool? Because boys swam on one side and girls swam on the other, and the boys swam in the same attire that they were born with. Some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Some things have gotten better in this country, and the boys are now wearing swimsuits, and we're grateful. But we were no longer able to keep that as a swimming pool because it costs $250,000 a year to operate a swimming pool. Even though we tried to give it away to the YMCA, we tried to give it away to Goldfish Swims, nobody wanted it. But we filled it in with concrete, not all the way to the top, not all the way, so you can still see the lining of the pool. We painted the pool to look like the ocean, and we turned it into a beautiful community youth building space. We've put a totally free arcade in the building as an incentive to incentivize youth. Any youth that gets involved in an after-school program gets free time in the arcade. That arcade, and I'm grateful to say, was funded by the Jewish Fund. The Jewish Fund also funded a totally free laundromat. Believe it or not, the number one reason Detroit students are truant from school is lack of access to laundry facilities. And by providing that laundromat, thank you to the Jewish Fund, we are now able to ensure more students are actively participating in school, because one of our primary goals is that by the year 2025, Durfee Elementary Middle School will become the most improved Detroit public school in the city as a result of access now created to these resources. And there's so many in the Jewish community, and I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm grateful for your time, but there's so many in the Jewish community in Metro Detroit who continue the legacy of Central and Durfee by investing in our work. And I know I'm going to leave somebody out, but I'll just name a few that come to mind. I want to, of course, thank the Jewish Fund, the Jospe Foundation, the Applebaum Foundation, the Dresdner Foundation, and many, many individuals and others. And I look forward to spending time with you today over lunch. And again, I would love to invite you to tour your building and learn the stories through your eyes. And thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Chris.